Have you ever felt like you have something important to say, but when you speak, the words just disappear into thin air? It feels like nobody is truly listening. You might think that some people are just born with a magic gift for speaking, and you aren't one of them. But here is the truth. Communication is not magic. It is not a secret power. It is a skill. It is a tool that anyone can learn to build trust, inspire others, and leave a mark on the world. Today, we are going to unlock that skill together so you never feel unheard again. Hello, my friends. It is so good to have you here. Today, we are going to dive deep into a book that truly has the power to change how you interact with everyone in your life. We are talking about the incredible insights from John Maxwell's book, The 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication. Now, you might be looking for a communication skills masterclass, and that is exactly what we are going to do today. We are going to break down this book into easy, simple English so that you can apply these laws immediately. The subtitle of this book is Apply Them and Make the Most of Your Message, and that is our goal. This isn't just about talking, it's about speaking in a way that makes people lean in and really listen. It is about sharing your ideas clearly, kindly, and with strength. John Maxwell teaches us a very important lesson right at the start. Communication is a learned skill. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, you can learn this, even you and even me. So let's walk through these powerful laws step by step. We start with a fundamental truth. Everyone has a message. Your message might be something small and personal, or it might be something big that changes the world. But regardless of the size of the message, every single human being wants the same thing: to be understood. Communication is simply the act of sharing those ideas and feelings clearly. When you do this well, your words gain power. You can teach, you can inspire, and you can help. But remember, if people don't understand you, your message dies.
To prevent that, Maxwell gives us these laws. Think of them as strong rules or principles to help you reach more hearts. The first law, the law of credibility. Let's start with credibility. What does this big word mean? Simply put, credibility means trust. It means that when you speak, people believe you because your life matches your words. If people don't trust the messenger, they won't listen to the message. Therefore, the law states, if you want others to believe your message, you must be believable yourself. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone tells you that you must eat healthy food, vegetables, and fruits. But while they're telling you this, you see them eating junk food and drinking sugary soda every single day. Would you believe their advice? Probably not. Their words say one thing, but their life says another. There's a famous true story about Mahatma Gandhi that explains this perfectly. One day, a mother came to Gandhi and asked him to tell her son to stop eating sugar. Gandhi looked at them and simply said, "Come back in 2 weeks." The mother was confused, but she left. 2 weeks later, they returned. Gandhi looked at the boy and said, "Stop eating sugar." The mother was surprised and asked, "Why didn't you just say that 2 weeks ago?" Gandhi smiled and replied, "Because 2 weeks ago, I was still eating sugar." You see, Gandhi wanted to live the message before he spoke the message. That is credibility. That is how you earn trust. If you want people to listen to you, be honest, do what you say, and live your message. The second law is the law of observation. Moving on, we have the law of observation. Observation simply means watching carefully. When you observe someone, you aren't just looking at them, you are learning from them. This law tells us to watch great communicators and learn from what they do. You can learn from anyone, teachers, actors, or even your favorite YouTubers. If you see someone who speaks well, pay attention. Notice how they start their sentences. Notice how they move their hands. Watch how they smile and when they pause for effect.
Ask yourself, why do I want to listen to this person? Maybe they tell funny stories. Maybe they speak slowly and clearly. Maybe they just look very confident. You can take these small techniques from different speakers and use them in your own way. You don't need to copy them exactly, you want to be yourself, but you can learn their good habits. It's like learning to play the piano. You listen to the masters to understand the rhythm, and then you play your own song. That is the power of observation. The third law, the law of connection. Next is the law of connection. Connection is that special feeling of being close to someone. When you connect, you make the other person feel like you truly understand them. There is a powerful quote by John Maxwell that says, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." This is the secret to how to communicate effectively with anyone. When you speak, stop thinking about your words for a moment and think about your listener. Ask yourself, what does this person care about? If you are talking to students, don't talk about taxes and business, talk about exams, dreams, and school life. If you are talking to parents, talk about family, love, and time. When people feel understood, they stop listening only with their ears and start listening with their hearts. Think about your favorite teacher from school. Why did you like them? Usually it's not because they were the smartest, but because they cared about you. That is what makes a communicator great. The fourth law, the law of anticipation. Now let's look at the law of anticipation. Anticipation means looking forward to something with excitement. It's that feeling of I can't wait for what comes next. This law says you should make people excited to hear more. When people are waiting for something good, they pay better attention. Think about a movie trailer. It shows you tiny parts of the action, just enough to make you say, I have to see that movie. That is anticipation. You can do this when you speak. You can start by saying, today I am going to tell you one story that completely changed my life. Immediately, the listener becomes curious. They want the reward. But be careful. If you build anticipation, you must deliver. Don't promise too much and give too little. If you make them wait, give them a great reward.
The fifth law, the law of simplicity. We often complicate things, which brings us to the law of simplicity. Simplicity means being easy to understand. This law commands us to keep our message simple and clear. Many people think that using big, fancy words makes them sound smart, but the truth is, simple words make you sound strong. When you use simple language, people understand you quickly, and they remember your message longer. So when you speak, try to use short sentences. Avoid long, complicated explanations. Explain everything with examples. For instance, instead of saying utilize, just say use. Instead of saying assist, just say help. That is simplicity. It is clear, it is kind, and it is beautiful. The sixth law, the law of inclusion. Following simplicity, we have the law of inclusion. Inclusion means bringing everyone in and not leaving anyone out. This law reminds us to make people part of the message. When you speak, try not to make it all about me, me. Make it about us. Use words like you, we, and our. For example, if you are teaching something, don't stand there and say, I know everything. Instead, say, let's learn this together. When people feel included, they listen more because they feel the message is for them, not just for someone else. It's like watching a movie where you see yourself as the main character. You care more because you feel part of the story. Inclusion makes people feel important and respected, turning communication into something warm and human. The seventh law, the law of story. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools we have, the law of story. We all know what a story is, a narrative about people and events, but the law states that stories are stronger than facts. Here is the difference. Facts go to the head, but stories go to the heart. If you just list facts and say, exercise is important for your health, people might nod, but they will likely forget. However, if you tell a story about a man who couldn't walk up the stairs, but then started running every day and completely transformed his life to become healthy and happy, people will remember that.
every good film, book, or speech relies on stories. They help people imagine, feel, and remember. So whenever you speak, try to share a story from your life or someone else's. Even a small story can make a big difference, because stories give your message a soul. The 8th law, the law of visual expression. Communication isn't just about words, it's about what people see. This is the law of visual expression. Visual means something you can see, and expression is how you show your feelings. This law says don't just tell your message, show it. You have to use your face, your hands, and your body. If you are talking about something happy, you must smile. If you want to connect, use your eyes. You can also use tools. You can use pictures, slides, or real objects. For example, if you are talking about hope, holding up a candle or showing a picture of a sunrise creates a strong image. Images stay in the human mind much longer than words do, so remember to speak with your body as well as your mouth. The 9th law, the law of feedback. Communication is a two-way street, which leads us to the law of feedback. Feedback means a reaction or a response. It is how people show you what they feel about your message. This law reminds us that communication is not a straight line, it is a circle. You speak, they react, and then you must adjust and change based on that reaction. You must watch your audience. Are they smiling? Are they nodding their heads? Or do they look confused? If they look lost, you need to slow down or explain it again. If they look bored, you need to change your energy, maybe tell a story or ask a question. And after you finish speaking, ask for direct feedback. Ask, what part did you take away from this? Or was anything unclear? This feedback loop helps you grow. Good communicators listen as much as they speak. The 10th law, the law of preparation. Confidence comes from one place, and that is the law of preparation. Preparation simply means getting ready before you do something. This law states that a great talk begins long before the talk actually starts. If you prepare well, you will feel confident. If you don't prepare, you will feel nervous and you will likely forget your ideas. John Maxwell says that every great speaker practices many times before they step onto the stage. They know their topic, they know who their audience is, and they know their goal. So the secret to confidence isn't magic, it's planning. Plan your message, practice it, and be ready. The 11th law, the law of humility. A very beautiful law is the law of humility. Humility means being humble, not proud, not showing off, and not bragging. This law tells us, don't try to look perfect. Try to be real. People generally like honest speakers much more than proud ones. If you make a mistake while speaking, it is okay to say, "Oops, I was wrong." If you learned something the hard way through a failure, share that failure. When people see your real side, your vulnerable side, they trust you more. They feel close to you. Remember, being humble does not mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough to be honest. The 12th law, the law of conviction. Next, we have the law of conviction. Conviction means a strong belief, something you truly feel deep in your heart. This law says, if you don't believe your message, nobody else will. Humans are very good at feeling energy. People can feel your energy. They can see if you are truly excited or if you are secretly bored or scared. When you speak with deep belief, your words carry weight and power. If you say, "You can do it," but your voice is cold and flat, no one will believe you. So you must believe in your message first. Feel it. Live it. That strong belief is what we call conviction. The 13th law, the law of expectation. Finally, for this session, we look at the law of expectation. Expectation means what you believe will happen. This law is about your audience. It says, believe the best about your audience. If you stand up to speak and you think the audience is smart and kind, they will often act that way. But if you think they are bored or mean, they will act that way too. Your attitude changes the room. If you smile, people smile back. If you show energy, they give it back. Communication is like a mirror. What you give, you receive. So expect good things, and good things will happen. Creating a legacy. Ultimately, all of these laws lead to one thing: legacy. Legacy is something good you leave behind after you are gone. The final lesson from this book is that your message can live longer than you. When you speak or write effectively, your words can help people even years later. To create a legacy, you should talk about things that really matter: kindness, honesty, love, faith, and courage. Every time you speak, ask yourself, will this help someone? Will this make their life better? If the answer is yes, then you are building a legacy. Summary and conclusion. So, my friends, let's quickly recap these undeniable laws in very simple terms so you can remember them easily. Be believable. Watch and learn from others. Connect with hearts, not just heads. Keep people curious. Keep your words simple. Include everyone. Tell stories. Show, don't just tell. Listen and learn from feedback. Prepare before you speak. Be humble and real. Believe in what you say. Expect good things from your audience. And finally, inspire others to leave something good behind. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of John Maxwell's wisdom. It is a lot to take in, so feel free to listen to this again. Pause after each question or point and practice speaking out loud. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and listening to another episode here. I'm Tom, and I want you to stay curious, stay strong, and keep learning. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to English Glow for more content that helps you shine. Until next time, keep practicing. Bye for now.